Welcome, my dear student. In this video lecture, I'm going to talk on introduction of programming language. Dear student, this is my 20th video lecture of software engineering. The subject code of software engineering is 1618504. My dear student, this video lecture I am preparing based on State Board of Technical Education syllabus for diploma student. So this video lecture for the diploma student and based on SBTE. So in this video lecture I am going to talk on programming language. This topic belongs from 4th unit. The name of 4th unit is Programming Tools and Standard. So this is the first video lecture in unit 4. But altogether this is my 20th video lecture in software engineering. Content of the lecture for today video lecture is the first I will explain about the definition of programming language. Then I will explain types of programming language available in the software engineering field. Then paradigms of programming languages. And finally, I will explain criteria in a good language design. So these are the 4 basic topics on which I am going to talk in this video lecture. Dear student, I need your concentration and patience towards my video for your better understanding. Definition of programming language. So programming language is basically computer language. Programming languages is basically computer language which is a set of rules and algorithm. So programming language is a computer language which is a set of rules and algorithm which gives information to the computer to perform operations. So 3 things here. Programming language is a computer language, first thing. Second thing say that programming language is a set of rules and algorithm, right? It's a set of rules and algorithm. And third point says that programming language gives information to the computer to perform operations. So there are 3 points which programming language do. Second point says that programming language gives an expressive framework to explain your computation, that is syntax and semantics. So syntax and semantics, these are the 2 framework which is expressed by the programming languages. Third point says here, it is basically tools. Programming languages are basically tools which is execute program. This language is a tools which helps to execute programs, that program written by human readable language to the machine form and create executable model. So programming languages is a tools which is used to execute programs which is written by human readable language, so that language can be converted into the machine language form and that is understood by the computer. So these are the 3 basic points which helps you to understand about the definition of programming languages. Now, types of programming languages. So based on the generation, there are 5 programming generation types. So types of programming language is divided with respect to the generation. So this division was done based on generation of the programming language. So first generation language we have, that is also called machine languages. Second generation languages, that is also called assembly languages. Third generation, fourth generation languages, and the fifth generation languages. So we have fifth generation languages from first to fifth in types of programming languages. So dear friends, here I have given the types of languages with respect to the generation. So with respect to the generations of languages, we have 5. So first generation, second generation, third generation, fourth generation, and fifth generation programming languages. Now types of programming languages, it's a continued here. So first generation languages is known as machine languages. So that is written in the form of 0 or 1. So this is the first generation language. Second generation languages is also known as assembly languages, that is written in as loadex add R1 R2. Here R1 and R2 are the register 1 plus register 2. That is the second generation language. Third generation language, the example of third generation languages is C, C++, Pascal, Java. This all comes under the third generation languages. And here the syntax, the concept of syntax and semantics came in the third generation languages. See here, high level imperative object oriented public token string. This is the syntax. Then fourth generation languages we have. In this fourth generation language we have a SQL. So SQL is one of the example for the fourth generation language. In this all database languages will come, and at last we have a fifth generation languages. So that is called functional languages also. So Lisp, SML, Haskell, Prolog, these are the example of the fifth generation languages. So dear students, I hope it is clear. Based on the generation, we have fifth till fifth generation of languages. First generation language is known as machine level, second generation is known as assembly level, and third generation language example C, C++, Java. Fourth generation, all we will talk about the database like SQL, Oracle. This all comes under the fourth generation languages. And fifth generation language we have Lisp, Prolog. This all comes under the fifth generation languages. Now if it talks based on the level of programming language, then we have 3 only. High level programming languages. So high level programming languages talks about the, again, class triangle, open the curly bracket. This is high level. This is above from second, that is second generation of language. From third generation of language, this all comes under the high level programming language. Low level program, so that is comes under the assembly level. So load R1 B, load R2 H, multiply R1 R2, divide R1 hash 2. So this is the format how the low level programming language work. And the last we have machine code or machine level program, that is known as executable level program, that is written in the form of 0 or 1. So these are the levels of programming language. So basically with respect to the levels, the programming language having 3 levels, and with respect to the generation, the programming language having 5 generations. Now we will see all this generation one by one in this video lecture. The first generation language is known as a machine level language. It depends on machine, and it is only language which can be easily written and understand by the computer. So it's a dependent on machine, and it is only one language that can be easily written and understand by the computer. In machine language, operation like addition and subtraction was done. So there are only operation done by the operand. So which are these operation? Addition and subtraction was only done in first generation programming languages. So data is processed through operands. Code are complex but efficient. So this is first generation programming language, the called machine language, that is written in the form of 0 and 1. Next we have second generation programming language. So assembly level language is known as a second generation language. It replaces operation code to the binary code. So here, once the second generation programming language came, then it replaced the operation codes into a binary codes, right? So it's replaced the operation codes, but it required to assemble to execute the program. So it required to assemble to execute the program. It transferred into machine language instruction. So a second generation language transferred into machine languages instructions. It is simple as compared to the machine level and more efficient compared to the machine level language. So this is how the assembly level code is written and how the assembler convert into the object code, that is 0 or 1. Example to add two numbers in second generation programming language. So name add move A1 5, move B1 10, add B1 A1. So bin here hexa or bin here 5 plus 10 equal to 15. So decimal or hexadecimal it will be written like this. I hope it is clear, my dear students. So this is done in the second generation of programming language. Now third generation of programming languages. In third generation of programming languages, it's started mathematical notation. So here mathematical notations and other program was written in source code. So the concept of source code came in the third generation of programming language, and this source code is transformed into the machine language and it is called as a object code. Clear? So the concept of source code came in the third generation of programming language, and this source code is transferred into the machine language and it is also known as object code. The translation is done by the compiler. In third generation, the translator or interpreter is known as a compiler. So compiler is used to translate the third generation language into a machine level language for understanding the computer. Some of the example of third generation programming language are COBOL, C++, C, Visual Basic. This all comes under the Java. This all comes under the third generation of programming language. See here a simple program in C to add two numbers. So this is the exact example I have given how third generation of programming language working. So we use one header file here, that is called standard input output. Then we use main function. Now here we have three variables and the data type is int. Now print two numbers. We are printing, taking the input from the user. So the value of A and the value of B will be accepted by the user. So the value of A added with value of B, and final the result is stored in C. And finally the sum of two numbers is displayed in C form. So this is how our C program is working in third generation of programming language. This is the best example to explain third generation of programming language, and this code is written in C program to add two numbers. Now fourth generation languages. So fourth generation languages comes after third and it refines the third generation languages. So we can say that it refines the third generation languages. It is used with database. So fourth generation language is also known as a database language. So mostly it is used with database such as SQL. It's a query language. report generator language like Oracle, application and forms creator. So these are the example, or these are the report generator language, and the database language comes under the fourth generation language. Fourth generation language is also known as refined the third generation languages. Now fifth generation languages. In fifth generation, some languages are developed such as functional programming language like meta language, standard meta language, Lisp. So we have a functional programming language in fifth generation. So an example of the functional programming language is meta language, standard language, Lisp, etc. All codes and process are functional, in functional. Then another, we have a logical programming language. So in fifth generation, we have two types of languages. Again, functional programming language that also comes under fifth generation. Logical programming language that also comes under the fifth generation. So functional programming language, example Lisp, and logical programming language, example Prolog. So it is applicable on mathematical operation with some rules and constraint. I hope, my dear friends, till now the concept of programming languages with respect to the generation you understood. Now, paradigms of programming languages. So we have a imperative programming. The example is C and Pascal. This language is also known as procedural or structured programming. Then we have a object oriented programming. Example C++, Java, C#. Then we have logical or declarative programming. So logical programming, this is the fifth generation programming. It is also known as declarative programming. The example is Prolog. Functional and applicative programming. It's again belongs from fifth generation programming language, and the example of functional or applicative programming language is Lisp or Haskell. So these are the 4 points I want to be explained under the paradigms of programming languages. Now, programming language is broadly classified into two groups. One is called procedural, another one is called object oriented. Procedural programming language is also known as traditional programming language. So the example of the procedural or traditional programming language is COBOL or C. This language is also known as sequential language because it is basically follow the sequential instruction. Object oriented programming language, the example of the object oriented Java, C++. This language using the concept of object and classes. So in this type of programming, object is created. So these are the two broad category of the programming languages: procedural or traditional or object oriented. So procedural is also known as traditional. Now methods of programming we have. The procedural programming language, what are the points we have to understood? Defining set of steps to transform input into outputs. In procedure, we have to define set of steps to transform input, what we are giving input, that should be coming to output. Second point, translating a step into code. So what are the steps given in the algorithm that can be transformed into a program, that is called code. Third point says under the procedural programming language is constructed as a set of procedures. It's constructed as a set of procedures, and each procedure is set of instruction known as algorithm. So these are the 4 important points which comes under procedural programming language. Now we have object oriented programming language. So defining utilization of object. So we have to talk on object. So we have to define the object to represent the real world entities that work together to solve problems. So object oriented programming language work with the real world entities to solve the problem. Basic object-oriented programming language components are, some of the basic components of the object-oriented programming language are class, object. So object is the instance of class, properties and methods. So these are the important points under the methods of programming. So under the methods of programming, we have two types of a programming language. As I told you in the previous slide, here I explain some basic points under the procedural and the object oriented. Now, criteria in a good language design. So what are the criteria we have to see in a good language design? So our language should be readability. So it should be understand and comprehends easily and accurately. Writability. So our language should be express computational clearly, correctly and quickly. Reliability. Assure a program will not behave unexpected or disastrous way, that is reliable in nature. Uniformity. Similar features should look similar and behave similar. So this is also one of the criteria of the good language design. Next we have maintainability. So our language should be easily maintained. If you want to be add or if you want to be delete some feature, we can able to add or delete. Generality. Avoid special cases in the availability or usage. So these are the important features or criteria in which good language design shows. Extensibility is there, extendability is there, implementability is there. So ensure a translator or interpreter can be written. I hope my dear students it's clear for you. So these 8 or 9 points which comes under the criteria in a good language design. So whenever you are going to design a language, this criteria we must have to be follow to make the program effective. Now the summary of my programming language, this video is, I hope you clearly understood about the concept of programming language. In this video I clearly explain about the types of programming language based on generation as well as based on labels of the programming language. I clearly explain about the paradigm of programming language and the criteria what we have to keep when we are going to design the programming language. Hopefully you all understood by this video lecture. Reference, please kindly go through this book and YouTube link to acquire more knowledge about the programming language. Thank you, my dear students. Thank you for your patience and thank you for your valuable time. We will meet in the next video lecture.